Well, hello guys, and welcome back to Lokean Gaming. So one of you had said that you would like to see what we've been up to. So we're going to take you to the 4th, 5th, and 6th levels of the library. We're actually up to level 7, but 7 isn't completed yet. So if I could get my keys to respond. Um, if there we go. Okay, so this game is getting a little wonky. This is the children's library, so welcome to the children's library. A lot of children's libraries put young children, tweens, and teens sometimes, kind of shadowy area all together. So everything's going to be a bit blended. So welcome to the children's library, and you see we have the welcoming elephant and the welcoming bear. It reminds me of a bear called, I think it's Peef. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but it's on a kind of Norwegian Santa thing. So as you can see, we kept it bright and cheery for the kiddos. We were thinking of a children's library, and we were also thinking of what do we want? Maybe something over here might look more for the teens and tweens. What would we want for kids that might be coming that don't have, as much at home? And we want them to have fun. We want them to have plenty of access to the library, and we went a little crazy with with the library. Looking at it now, I haven't seen it for about a week. I'm like, wow, this is really loud. But yeah, it's for kids. It's for kids. So we figured we would go nuts. And I might have went a little too nuts, but we figured we would go nuts for the kiddos. And you can see we picked all the bright colors. This was the one where we really started to go crazy. We gave the kids their own recording studio too. We don't want families and, other people that are trying to do stuff in conflict, so the kids actually have a way bigger recording studio. And, they can always swap out if, like, families want to go down to the other one and professionals want to come up here. But we were thinking of what would be good for families to have, and we tried to make it into a kind of a one-stop shop for families so that they can come up here, and if they don't feel like interacting with the other floors, hey, fine, we've got you covered. We were seeing a lot of heavy stuff in the news, and as I said in the community tab, there was a certain event that, triggered this floor. And so we have one here we have a room where, we thought, what if, people come and they need a place for the kids for a little bit. So we have it's not just a daycare center, this would be a place for the kids to stay. We have room for the babies, we have room for the tiny ones. I mean, look at this. Remember that modern libraries are becoming community centers. Some do take in homeless, some do take in people that need to have somewhere to stay for a couple days, a couple weeks before they get back on their feet. Some do just take in people that, for whatever reason. So it would definitely be within your library's purview to, offer aid to people. So we figured we would have this as part of our library, that if families want to come stay with us for a while, we got plenty of room for the babies. We have lots and lots of room for the babies. I went overboard on the color. I know. I finally got to decorate for a baby. I was going the whole way. So we got all the baby cribs. We've got the room for the slightly bigger ones, and we decked it out with pizzas and tapes and everything else. I grew up in the 80s. This is subtle, okay? So we've got the room for the slightly bigger ones. We've got our lovely young one from Ukraine over here. This is actually, I think the whole thing was blessings for Ukraine or Slava Ukraini. It was one of the two phrases. And we have like the fairies down here and the giant teddy bears and giant elephants and everything else. And we just wanted it to feel fun, and we dream catchers to keep the bad dreams away. So we wanted the kids to have something fun and something fantasy. Obviously everybody that goes to a library isn't looking for a place to stay or doesn't need to have the kids stay there. But there are a lot of people who, have 2 or 3 jobs, and they really do need a place for kids to stay, and they can't afford a sitter. So hey, we're fine. Leave them with us. Loki will look after the kids. And we did I got, show them. We did all of these library things and, all the shelving, and we made all the shelves unique colors. I know kids get bored super easily. I used to work at a library story hour. For one instant, you lose their attention for one instant, they are gone. They have something better to do. You failed to keep their attention, so They are gone. So we tried to make this as colorful and as wild and nuts as possible, kind of like a Chuck E. Cheese meets a library. We have the bridges here to run. This is going to be the loud portion of the library. Might not want to come up here if you're studying for your law degree. But it will be, we've already talked about, we were like really serious. We were like, okay, everybody's going to need a pass key and everybody's going to need this and we're going to need everybody to have clearance. Pools. We'd already put pools in on other levels. We have the pool on the first floor for therapy. And, cars for kids to climb on and climb around because half the battle of getting kids to read is getting all that hyperactive energy out of them. So I was like, if you guys don't mind, we will just make a lot of stuff like cars for them to play with. It's far easier to work with children if you let them run around and get the energy out instead of just yelling at them. Believe me, it's easier. Once they're too tired to protest, they'll settle down and do almost anything. And so we've got a room here, obviously, for the adults to hang out while the little ones are in the pool. And probably Loki will be on lifeguard duty. He's going to be a busy man. Yeah, we do have some bookshelves. I mean, it is a library. This we couldn't resist. At one time, FAO Schwartz had shut down and was no more. So we got our own toy store, but it's also going to have drinks and beverages so that the kids and adults can grab stuff on the go. So it is a toy store. Some of this stuff is meant to represent other stuff. So it looks like a toy store and a grocery store got married, but use your imagination. Imagine these are all glorious toys. So it is a toy store, actually. There is a little bit of beverage there, but it is meant to be a toy store because they are going to have plenty of places to go to eat and drink. One place is going to be, do you think we have enough areas to play on computers and play video games? I'm not sure. And look, they're loaded up with the snacks and drinks. And it takes a lot of time to get all this stuff in by hand. And again, we were like, we don't want families and kids coming into conflict with everybody else in the library. Sometimes that's the issue. Any library, any size, you have an issue where, families are coming in and they only have a set amount of time and they're coming into conflict with everyone else. Well, this is a huge amount of room. This should hopefully, there's more room than is needed here. But this could also be for epic gaming contests too. So like the floors can swap out. But we were thinking of that because sometimes you can have family needs and the needs of single, individuals come into conflict. So we have their own dining area. Again, if we get swamped with a lot of families, which hopefully we will, we want them to have a place to come that's exclusive to them. They don't have to worry about the kids. The kids will be, wandering around on their own pass card protected floor. And they've got the drinks, they've got the oven and whatever kind of food they want, they can have. And it keeps it that way. Sometimes families like a play place or something, and they like to have a place, just for families. And that's what this floor is meant to do. So we also have jungle gyms because why not? This is going to be the noisy floor. Do not come up here to study for much of anything. And stables on this floor too. I was trying to make sure I wasn't repeating myself and they were okay. All this open space because we were like, seriously, they do need a space to be able to ride. So they're going to ride the horses and they're going to come up over these bridges and they can ride all around. They can ride over these bridges and they can ride through there and they can ride around the corner and then ride right back to the stables. So, the kids have plenty. Plus there are chickens on this level. Okay, let's try taking the stairs up. Let's see if I can get the stairs to work for once. They probably won't, but let's see if I can. And again, we're Imagineering here. I'm hit my up arrow. Okay, welcome to the Dolphin Moonsong Library. So welcome. We are at the Dolphin Moonsong Library. This is the hippie library, in case you couldn't tell. I have no idea where the front, the elevator would be. Let's just pick a wall and go for it, man. Okay, yeah, we're going towards the entrance. This is towards the entrance. The elevator is somewhere on this wall, I promise. There it is. Here it is. As you can see, the outside is kind of in those bright tie-dye colors. We wanted to have a peaceful place. I am aware that for anybody from outside the 60s, this is a lot of color, but we really wanted to saturate this level with tons of color. And I just love that. One thing I do like with this program, even though it shuts down all the time, is we imported all of these. I'm pointing with my finger, like you can see, like all these hearts and all this fabric and everything. We were able to import all that. So that is one nice thing about this. We imported all of our photos from Pixabay, so we didn't steal anything from anybody. If you see your work here, it's on Pixabay. This is actually somebody mentioned about liking fairies. So we decided as a surprise and as a fact that this is kind of hippie, but it's kind of new agey too. This is a garden to eat with the fairies in. So welcome to the indoor garden area of the library. You can see the furniture is made out of grass and, moss and everything else. You can have tea here with the fairies and has a fairy fox butterfly kind of vibe going on. It still has all those bright hippie colors, but it's, a lot of tie-dye and the butterflies and everything, but you've also got your bookshelves. It is still a library. Your water feature with the koi pond. You've got your tables. You've got, it's kind of altar, but it isn't. You could say that's Freya. You could say it's the earth goddess. You could say that's anyone, fairy goddess, whomever. We've got the crystals. We've got the flowers. We've got the green growing things because obviously with the fairies, a lot of people go towards lighter or even vegetarian or vegan offerings. So we're going with that. And just cute things like that adorable fairy Loki picked out. And you can see the beautiful butterfly artwork we were able to get in. We got a artwork that's just a GIF. And you look up Transparence on Pixabay, and that's where you're going to find a lot of this stuff. It's all free online. We put 0 pennies into this library after purchasing it. So we'll take you this way, and you can see we put in a lot of stuff to include the other gods, like a wolf. And we had to do one thing that, since I was doing this for hippies, and a lot of the hippie movement was vegetarian and like Buddhist and that, we had a lot of leather furniture that had to be reupholstered. A lot of leather. In fact, most of the furniture in our collection is leather. We had to reupholster almost everything. So, yeah, but you can see we tried to incorporate rather, everyone and just give everyone a peaceful vibe. And I love these elephants. We took them from, they're out of the children's toy thing, but I'm like, well, if they are practicing Buddhism and stuff like that, then they definitely know who Ganesh is. And having some beautiful tie-dyed elephants, it just kind of adds to that peaceful, chill vibe. They're kind of our protectors. And we have stuff like this. We have the vans that they're you can obviously look at it. It's not a van. It's actually out of the children's toy collection. We supersized it, and it gives us more seating. And it's a really cool, trippy thing. Everything is really trippy on this level. I mean, modern day hippies do not do anything that would enhance this experience. And we certainly cannot condone that on this channel, but everything is very trippy on this level. We've got a pool for them as well, so we wanted to have a little bit of everything for people in a fantasy library because often I remember growing up, people were like, well, I'd go to the library, but I'd rather hang out in my pool. There's a pool right there in the library. You have no excuses now. We have you. So, I got goodness back here. We made a kind of low temple. Just a temple for good vibes and chill. And if you're at the library and you want to come in here and you want to paint or you want to stare at the fish or you just want to hang out in a bed and read, this is a public library, just the feel-good hippie vibes, play music in here, whatever, man. But we wanted it to be a really peaceful, fun part of the library too. I mean, we were laughing about, it's not going to be the 1960s all over again, so. But we did a lot of colorful art, including a wolf to keep someone in here, and butterflies, and there are foxes and stuff around here. Everything in bright colors. It took a couple days to do this level. These levels are becoming more ornate, and as they do, they're taking up obviously more time to do. We did this over here with all these columns with the mermaid scales, which for some reason everything you put on these columns, it goes upside down. A kind of ocean mermaid trance area for meditation, to do whatever kind of sea meditation you would want. This was one of the things the gods were really into, to have a meditation area for people. So we don't have beds for the reasons some people might be thinking we have beds in the library for. I was like, I think that would be a liability. We have more of these fun hippie beds, as we're calling them, to meditate in. And I'm not saying hippie in a bad sense, by the way. My parents thought I was a hippie. They thought I was a reborn hippie. I guess, considering how I decorated this library. This is just a room to come in if you think everybody else is making too much noise and everything else. Just kind of come on in and chill out and read some books. Because we know that different patrons have different ideas of what the noise level in libraries. Just a place to hang out and, chill and have some food. Plenty of books on this level. I love these triangles. I think you are going to see them throughout the library. I just love having them. I love having all these crazy colors. It might be kind of hard for you to look at, but I love having them on this level. I'm like, I am almost legally blind. What I think looks pretty might just, we might be shocking our audience, but this is just pretty to me, having all this stuff. I mean, look, we got one of I'm proud of that. We got one of them to fluoresce. I don't think they had that in the 60s. I'm not sure. Tell me if you were around, did they have fluorescent like that? I thought it was a 90s thing, but then I think I remember being surprised about how old fluorescent actually is. But let's actually take you into that one little room and show you around. So it's the library of peace and love, and you see we have the fun beds here and everything. It's just meant to hang out in. It's not meant to be anything else but good vibes and anything else. So this is our drumming circle. So we have room for 2 drumming circles, actually 4 if people want to hang out and share the drums. And this is just for them to come in and do their drumming, and to raise the good vibes, and to do whatever else they want to do. Obviously, if they wanted to do something other than drumming, it's against one of these walls. We did bring in more instruments. I forget. I haven't been on this floor in days. But it was on one of these floors. Does have, in all seriousness, stuff does have a bad habit of disappearing on you. You can put it into a room and then there we go. There's our instruments. So a ukulele, a guitar, and flute or something over here. Maracas. Okay. I wasn't sure what I put in, but we have the Heart Soul family up there. That is really cool. And have the bird going in the background. I'm going to assume that's a good sign. Sorry about that. We have the hippie vegan. A lot went vegetarian or vegan, so we have their own dedicated kitchen, because for the love of the gods. Okay, so for actual vegans, vegetarians, it can be very important to have their own dedicated kitchen, own dedicated cooking utensils, so they have a dedicated kitchen on this floor. Okay, we have the Fox Cube. So we have the cute little foxes on the Fox Cube. Again, everything comes from Pixabay, all these skins and everything. So if you're thinking, hey, I played a puzzle, or hey, I bought a poster, and that's what that's from, you can go to Pixabay and use it for whatever you want. The people that put it there literally don't care. This art was done by, I think, one artist. I am assuming the artist that reskinned it for Pixabay got their permission, because she links who the artist is, so I am assuming it's all good. If it's not, just let me know. It'll come down from the temple. We got New York City Taxi here. It just felt like something right, since so much of the culture was in New York City and everything else too. We do have modern stuff like computers here. They're not trapped back in the 60s. We have all the fruits and vegetables, and, fantasize about what these could be, because, it's the one level where they would appreciate having that. We made statuary kind of out of out of the horse shape. We thought they might appreciate that. That would be kind of cool. And you can see we really went with a theme here. Loki wanted a peacock on this level. I have no idea why, but he wanted a peacock on this level. And we got the kidders on this level too. And let's go this way. And we have a corner here too that if somebody wants a drum and somebody else wants to play music, that's cool. It's not going to be a very quiet level either. We do have a place here for the librarian. And we have a room here to come in and do meditation. So you have the, all the accoutrements that you could possibly want for a meditation room. We wanted to keep it, since it's going to be more a hippie new age thing, we wanted to keep it open to anyone. So, tick all the boxes, the pyramids, the lavender, I'm guessing that's what it is, the statues, and, everything else. We just wanted to feel very gentle, and we don't want people to feel like, ugh, I'm coming in here and this isn't my bag at all. And then we do have a goddess temple. And for the goddess, we have our earth goddess here. And again, we wanted to keep this kind of, the greatest hits of, I suppose, the New Age and Wicca. We have Isis in here with the butterflies and the crystals. I got laughter back there. But it is kind of hard to plan for a temple because there are hundreds, if not, well, there are actually thousands of goddesses out there. So the chances that I pick someone that you work with or that you're familiar with could be, kind of slim. So we have more of the protective elephants. And I am sure I am missing stuff, but again, these are pretty big. Pretty big. We have come back to the steps though, so you know what? I'm going to go towards the elevator and we're going to go up to the final floor that's ready to be viewed by the public. I did have the most fun working on this level though. It was really fun. I was listening to all this stuff about the 60s and about, hippies and, they were talking about how the beatniks were before. And hippie was kind of like a diminutive name and everything else. So because they were the hips before, they were the hip people. So hippie was like a little tiny beatnik. Uh, at least that's how it was explained in the documentary. Okay, final floor. Woo! So this is the floor that is supposed to be Asgard. As you can see, we have the wall. We have this done. This is also going to be another pass card level. The other one, the hippie one, is obviously open to the public. This is another pass card level because this will be for people to come, be with the gods, and get the healing they need. So it's going to be pass card only because I said, we were really thinking of this really seriously, and we said we don't want this to become like Instagram City. So we did bring some of the elements up from below. You can actually get in these vans. Woohoo! And, pretend you're going for a ride. Guess whose house this is? Just take a guess. Can you possibly imagine whose house this might be? Yeah, the one and only. We have Loki's house first on the tour. Yeah. This was supposed to be the Egyptian level. I can tell. I don't know if you guys can tell, but yeah, this was supposed to be the Egyptian level. No one was like, so this was supposed originally set up like an Egyptian tomb. So if that might explain some of this, but this is Loki's home, away from home. So you have the Loki library in here for all the Lokeans to come hang out and meet Loki and Frigg and maybe Angrboda and the kids. And it really does have his energy. He can't have his calm, stable energy like this that suits this down to the ground. Where there's still a little bit of playfulness, but it's like, okay, now it's time for healing. Now it's the more serious aspect of Loki. And he enjoyed this. He was delighted with all the red. He was just happy with it. And, we've got all the kind of Nordic flair in here. It was I was having to take an Egyptian tomb and make it into a Nordic home. I was kind of miffed about that. And Loki's like, yep. So we got our librarian again by the door. One of the aspects of decorating here is that even though we are still inside of the library, we obviously did as much as we could to make it look like outside. So, the ceiling is blue. It kind of does mimic the sky. And I sometimes was forgetting during the build, yeah, we're still actually in the library. So a lot of the library shelves look like they're outside, which is pretty cool. We've got places for the kids to play, and we've got places for people to sit, and we've got, hammocks, and we've got, a lot of outdoor fire pits, and we've got a lot of picnic baskets going on. This is going to be, allow me to grab a drink before I cough on you guys. I'm terribly sorry, it's Easter, and we've been, doing a lot. Okay, this is going to be Njord Seafood House. So, Njord is a god of the sea. I know sometimes people today are like, can I really, have seafood around the sea god? They're fine. He's literally the god of fishermen. You're going to be okay. So obviously the water element carried over just fine. This also was done as a tomb. So, Odin's like, just reskin it, it'll be fine. So this is, Njord's restaurant. And it's going to make sense where he's going to be getting all his stuff from the sea directly. But I really like how this one came out. I like this one. And again, it's 9 floors of library, so there are still plenty of books up here, but we felt thrown a couple restaurants. So you see a lot of indoor dining areas, a lot of outdoor dining areas, even though it's indoors in the library. The guys said they would handle that. There are grills, so if you don't want to go to one of the restaurants, get some help, get on the grill. This is actually the private library of the gods, and anyone that would have a pass card to come up to this level. We wanted to, it sounds unfair maybe to other people that would be touring, but it was like, as someone has mentioned, people needing deep emotional help. That's what we were thinking of, a level where people who need help can come get help and have privacy. So it's not like you're not wanted or loved by the gods, but it's kind of like the level people can come and hang out and heal on, and whatever deep healing they would need, they could hang out with the gods. I got this vague idea that the gods are putting up all this stuff that I can't see around me, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go with that. And we brought some of the fun stuff up here, like the van, and we had some outdoor stuff like these, and oh look, a kitty. And I'm easily amused. We still have plenty of books. We have a pool on this level too. We just liked having them. I'm like, if that's all it would take to get somebody into a library, fine. Here, have a pool. Have some outdoor showers in the library, because you know what? I'm going to get you to read, darn it. And if it takes putting a above ground pool in the library, fine. You should have said that years ago. Okay, and we have books here, and we have the doggos. I actually started to forget that I wasn't really outside, so it explains why there are, things like vegetable plots and everything, but they really wanted me to focus on this being an outdoor area, so I don't know if we're actually outdoors now or still in the library. I don't know. We got an awful lot of plants. Okay, so you saw that camouflage vehicle. Who could own this restaurant? So mysterious. I don't know who owns this restaurant. We'll just never know. I don't know. 2 wolves? 2 ravens over there. I wish we knew. Okay, so again, artwork of the gods. All kidding aside, this is Odin's restaurant, so he and Njord will be in direct competition. And I think it will be interesting to see how it works out. But, a restaurant for Odin's people, I mean, is technically supposed to all be his library, though the other gods have been like, hey, you got 9 floors the size of towns. So Odin has his own library. Again, if you want to eat outside, that's fine. He has an actual van, because we do have actual vans. Says an actual van ready to go. If he has to leave, he'll just be leaving. If you work with him, you're like, yeah, that sounds like him. Yeah, he'll just up and leave. He has stuff to do. He has Odin stuff to do. So we have, this I love too, because you have the library. It feels like it's outdoors. This I actually impressed myself with. Now let me check. Okay, yeah, that is Loki's house. So we went to the 2 restaurants, and we have 2 more buildings up here. Did I just circle? Did I just walk in a loop? Or did we? The heck did I just do? Wait a minute. Okay, this is just a library. I forgot. Odin was like, yeah, decorate both of my things the same way. Again, this was supposed to be an Egyptian tomb, so that explains this layout. It was supposed to make you feel like a tomb. Odin's like, oh no, we get this level. So yeah, if it looks like an Egyptian tomb that I dumped Norse stuff on, that is exactly why it looks that way. So this would be Odin's house, his little house temple thing going on. He can be very persistent. And we got stuff for the kids because he does like children in his own gruff, growly way. And we have over here, now you know where all your seafood will be coming from, we have the fish market. So yay, fishies! So thanks to Nord, we are going to have a fish market. And you will be able to come in here and get all your fishy goodness. Because again, this is going to be a level that some people might have to live on for a while as they work through issues. And, you know, just, I don't even think you'll have to pay for any of the food here. It's just, it's tradition to have a place to check out, right? So a place for the kiddos. Again, you know, children will obviously be welcome on the level because sometimes children need help too. So they got their own little hideaway here. So that is good for the kids. And, you know, we've got library books going the whole way back. It is still a library, but it's both a library and you're outside and you're in Asgard. So, you know, you're a lot of places at once. This is something that Frigg requested, and Frigg wanted to kind of know why she hadn't been included up until now. And no reason other than I couldn't think of a way to do it. But here we know that she's connected with spinning, yes? So here is the knitting area for all you knitters out there, for everybody that loves to knit, loves to get your hands on some yarn. Weaving too, whatever you want to do, come in. Sewing kits too. I'm getting an idea that everyone should feel free to come in and do whatever kind of crafting you like. Again, I'm really impressed with some of the art on Pixabay. All this art's from Pixabay, so like all the yarn and everything, it's all Pixabay. So yay! So we wanted this to feel like a very warm and welcoming place to come. We decorated up for the holidays, no particular reason. And we wanted to have the fireplace too. People could come in and knit. I've been reading these mystery series where the woman's a knitter, and that definitely crept in, but Frigg was ready to run with it. So we've got the baskets of yarn, and we've got all the stenciled work on the walls. And I like this one. It's rather pretty. And oh yeah, I'm getting a reminder to show you. The ceiling is like a quilt, so we thought that was really cool. And we're going to go on to our next building here. And again, you sometimes have multiple ways to enter a building, so let's have at it. This is a cheese shop, so again, we had to reuse what we have. And we have the cheese shop here, and you can pick up your drinks and stuff here, of course, but we have, it's kind of small, but we have our cheese shop. So we have a cheese shop as well. Come on in and get your cheese. And we have a stables because it is Asgard. It wouldn't be Asgard without a lot of horses. We assume, we hope the horses haven't been, you know, regulated to, you know, horsey heaven. I'm sure there are still horses in Asgard. Odin is definitely a presence here, so another pickup truck. He wanted a place for the veterans too. So it's like we said, the veterans, we said to you, we promised you would be on the same floor with the gods. We weren't kidding. We are coming up. Are we there? Yes, we are. So we are on the veterans. This will be a hall for the veterans. You actually have a whole floor above this, but it's still in progress. This is for the veterans. We figured we'd have some doggos for you. You know, you got your own hot tub, outdoor shower. You got a lot of stuff going on here. And your own private library next door, but let's go into what we made for the veterans. I am not as familiar with PTSD and some of the needs of veterans as I should be, but Odin said just do your work, and if I have to move stuff around, we will. So if this looks backwards, or you're thinking as a veteran, oh my gosh, I couldn't sleep there, I couldn't sit there or something, we did our best. So this stuff could be moved around. And again, remember, this is a library we built in a video game, or a architecture game rather. So we have beds here for people to come stay. It's kind of like, you know, they're just coming off combat or something, or they are just having a hard time, or they need a place to stay. We have a place to stay. We have people that are going to have, again, let me grab some coffee here. Books for our troops, I think, is that full poster. We thought it was appropriate because we still have books on this level and we have Hugin and Munin. For those of you that would be like, I couldn't sleep right there, your friends that are here with you, the brothers and sisters here, clear line of sight to the door. My dad raised me with paranoia seeing doors and windows, so somebody always has a clear line of sight to the door. You're going to be okay. Odin's going to be in here with you like 24/7. Somebody is always going to have a clear line of sight to the door. Don't worry about it. Somebody's always going to have your back. So, and again, you're on a pass card level. It's not like any rando can wander in here. Okay, so we've got the stereo. We've got all the wolves. Apparently, there are only 2 countries in the world according to how I decorate, and I wonder which one I favor. I got laughter and cheers back there. But Norway's kind of in here with a Viking ship. And we have, the clothes and everything, because obviously a lot of veterans have, problems with homelessness and problems with not being able to get clothes and jobs. So whatever mythical good this is doing, I don't know, but, you guys are welcome to it. We have a shower here. Again, I'm almost legally blind, so I realize that it's a sliding door, but a shower for you. If you need to come in here and grab a shower, that is fine. Tables, we have handicap accessibility built right in for you guys. Full kitchen here for you guys to, come in and eat and have a place to hang out. Again, a place to hang out here and, catch some TV. And you've got the games here. And you do have some of a library, not much, not as heavily, because we wanted this to be a place for you guys to hang out. There's a proper therapy room up above, a floor above. So, this is just like a place to come hang out with the old man. It's kind of a placeholder until we get the next floor built. And that is coming along, but it's coming along very super slowly. So yeah. So we hope you guys have enjoyed this tour. We enjoyed making this. We really did. It's just we're over 70 hours in at this point, and we're almost at the end, and that's when it's super hard to do, right? When you're almost at the end of something, that's when you want to give up, and that's when you want to quit and be like, I don't care, it can build itself. But yeah, but we hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys later. Bye bye.